Turning 40 brings wisdom, but also those stubborn numbers creeping on the blood pressure monitor and glucometer. What if your kitchen pantry held the secret to mastering both? Turmeric's golden glow, cinnamon's warm hug, and garlic's punch. These aren't just spices, they're nature's key allies in balancing blood pressure and sugar levels. Imagine sipping a chamomile-infused tea that soothes stress while stabilizing glucose spikes, or sprinkling fenugreek seeds that whisper calm to your veins. Over the next 10 minutes, we'll unveil 10 powerhouse ingredients backed by centuries of use and studies, ready to transform your health routine at 40 and beyond. Number 1. Turmeric. Turmeric owes its magic to curcumin, a polyphenol with potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects that support vascular health and insulin sensitivity. Clinical trials indicate that daily supplementation, 1,500 to 3,000 milligrams of curcuminoids, for 8 to 12 weeks can modestly reduce systolic blood pressure by about 1 to 2 millimeters of mercury and improve fasting glucose and HbA1c levels by up to 10% in people with metabolic syndrome or type 2 diabetes. To maximize absorption, pair turmeric powder or supplements with black pepper, piperine, and a healthy fat. Add it to curries, golden lattes, or smoothies, or take a standardized curcumin extract, always consulting your doctor if you're on blood-thinning or diabetes medications. Number 2. Cinnamon. Cinnamon contains bioactive compounds that improve insulin signaling and endothelial function. Studies show that consuming 1 to 6 grams of cinnamon daily for 8 to 12 weeks can lower fasting blood glucose by 10 to 20% and reduce systolic blood pressure by around 6 millimeters of mercury and diastolic by about 3 millimeters of mercury in pre-diabetics and type 2 diabetics. Choose Ceylon, true, cinnamon to avoid excessive coumarin, which can harm the liver in high doses. Stir cinnamon into oatmeal, yogurt, or coffee, or brew a cinnamon stick tea. Even a teaspoon daily can deliver benefits, but keep overall sugar and sodium intake low to amplify its effects. Number 3. Garlic. Garlic's active compound, allicin, exerts vasodilatory and anti-diabetic actions. Multiple trials in hypertensive adults have found that garlic supplements, 600 to 1200 milligrams aged garlic extract, can reduce systolic blood pressure by over 8 millimeters of mercury and diastolic by over 5 millimeters of mercury, comparable to some medications. Other studies show garlic extract lowers fasting blood glucose and HbA1c by 5 to 10% in type 2 diabetes over 8 to 24 weeks. Crush fresh cloves or use standardized aged garlic supplements. 2 to 4 grams raw garlic daily, 1 to 2 cloves, is typical. Number 4. Ginger. Gingerol and shogal. In ginger, improve insulin sensitivity, reduce oxidative stress, and relax blood vessels. Randomized trials report that 1 to 2 grams daily ginger powder for 8 to 12 weeks can lower fasting blood sugar by around 15 milligrams per deciliter and reduce systolic diastolic blood pressure by 5 to 10 millimeters of mercury in type 2 diabetics. Ginger also protects against vascular inflammation and may modestly decrease postprandial glucose spikes. Incorporate fresh or powdered ginger into teas, stir-fries, or smoothies. Limit supplemental doses to less than or equal to 4 grams per day to avoid interactions with blood thinners or hypotensive drugs. Number 5. Fenugreek. Fenugreek seeds are rich in soluble fiber and steroidal saponins that slow carbohydrate absorption and enhance insulin action. Trials using 10 to 15 grams of soaked fenugreek seeds daily for 8 to 12 weeks reported fasting glucose reductions of 20 to 25 milligrams per deciliter and systolic blood pressure decreases of around 3 to 4 millimeters of mercury. A meta-analysis confirmed significant drops in fasting blood glucose, HbA1c, and systolic blood pressure. To use, soak 1 to 2 tablespoons of fenugreek seeds in water overnight and drink the infusion morning and evening. Alternatively, add ground fenugreek to soups or stews. Number 6. Hibiscus tea. Hibiscus sabdurifa tea contains anthocyanins and polyphenols that inhibit the enzyme responsible for blood vessel constriction and improve endothelial function. Clinical reviews found that 3 cups per day, lowered systolic blood pressure by 7 to 8 millimeters of mercury and diastolic by 3 to 4 millimeters of mercury in mild hypertensives after 6 weeks. Animal studies show hibiscus extracts boost insulin secretion and reduce fasting glucose, and small human trials report nearly 50% reduction in blood glucose, along with significant blood pressure drops over a month. Steep 1 heaping teaspoon of dried hibiscus in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes. Enjoy hot or iced. Number 7. Flaxseed. Flaxseed's soluble fiber and lignans slow glucose absorption and improve lipid profiles. Reviews show that 15 to 30 grams of ground flaxseed daily for 8 to 12 weeks reduces fasting glucose by 15 to 20%, lowers HbA1c by 0.3 to 0.5%, and can reduce systolic blood pressure by 5 to 15 millimeters of mercury in hypertensives and diabetics. A 4-week study in type 2 diabetics found 10 grams flax powder cut fasting blood glucose by nearly 20%. Sprinkle 1 to 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flaxseed over yogurt, oatmeal, or salads. Grind seeds just before use to prevent rancidity. Start low, 1 tablespoon per day, and increase to 2 tablespoons to minimize bloating. Number 8. Apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar's acetic acid improves insulin sensitivity and slows gastric emptying, flattening post-meal glucose spikes. In one crossover trial, 20 milliliters ACV taken at dinner reduced glucose peaks by 30 to 40% and modestly lowered HbA1c over 8 weeks in type 2 diabetics. Animal and small human studies suggest blood pressure lowering effects as well, though the evidence is less robust than for glucose. Dilute 1 tablespoon ACV in 8 ounces water before meals, up to twice daily. Do not drink undiluted. It can erode tooth enamel and irritate the esophagus. Number 9. Dark chocolate. Flavin-3-ols in dark chocolate boost endothelial nitric oxide production, relaxing and widening blood vessels for smoother blood flow and healthier arteries. Regular intake, about 40 to 100 grams of 70 to 85% cocoa daily over 2 to 8 weeks, can lower systolic blood pressure by 2 to 5 millimeters of mercury and diastolic by 1 to 3 millimeters of mercury, comparable to mild anti-hypertensive effects. These same polyphenols also improve insulin sensitivity, trimming fasting glucose by roughly 7 milligrams per deciliter and blunting post-meal spikes. Pair a square with nuts or berries for extra fiber, and savor it mindfully. Overindulging adds sugar and saturated fat that can counteract its heart and metabolism-supporting properties. At number 10. Olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, oleic acid, and polyphenols that improve insulin sensitivity and vascular health. Large cohort studies show that substituting 8 grams per day of EVOO for other fats reduces type 2 diabetes risk by 5 to 15%. Clinical trials demonstrate that Mediterranean diets with EVOO lower incident diabetes by 40% over 4 years and reduce systolic, diastolic blood pressure by 5 to 7 millimeters of mercury in hypertensives. Use 1 to 2 tablespoons EVOO daily on salads, vegetables, or as a finishing oil. Store in a cool, dark place and avoid high-heat cooking to preserve polyphenols. Integrate these 10 ingredients into your meals over the next month and track your readings. Start small, add a pinch of turmeric here, an apple cider vinegar drink there, and build sustainable habits. Your pantry is brimming with science-backed tools to help balance blood pressure and blood sugar naturally. If you found this guide helpful, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell for more evidence-based health tips. Here's to wiser plates and healthier lives at 40 and beyond.